It's like, oh, you are giving yourself credit for doing the thing, and so then you reward yourself by completely canceling it out. It's almost like I have a problem.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's almost like an addiction.
Imagine that.
Weird.
So weird. I am so agitated right now because these fucking cats are driving me up the wall. Just warning you, there may be interruptions.
Okay.
And also, I don't have a tagline.
I do not have a tagline. I was hoping that I came with a palate cleanser. It was good enough.
Oh my god. Okay, hello friends.
Hello, friends.
And welcome back to Pickles and Vodka, the mental health podcast where our pets drive us up the wall.
True.
But they also
But we
help
love them.
our mental health. Yeah, and we love them, I guess. This is a really shitty tagline. I hate it. I'm Christina, I
I'm
guess.
Lauren. I'm pretty certain.
It's funny because in real life, almost no one calls me Christina.
Yeah, you've mentioned that before, but it was like so far into it, I was like, should I start calling you Chris? Like, but I never have.
Yeah, it's complicated because, like, sorry, my watch has alerted me at 6 o'clock. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's complicated because, like, I write as Christina and I do the podcast as Christina, but, like, it's feeling less and less like me.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I don't know what I'm going to do about that. You can call me whatever you want. I don't really care right now.
Okay.
How are you? I almost said, how are you at? Where are you at, Lauren?
Well, I think I'm going to take you on a roller coaster.
Okay, I am so ready.
Mostly because I had this terrible story to tell, but because of what happened 15 minutes ago, I felt like I had to start out, because we've already mentioned it. There was another wiener incident.
Oh my god.
Before we started.
Oh my god. I had a feeling. I was like, wouldn't it be funny if she just came out of the gate with another wiener story after we lost all our audience last time?
Right. Yeah, I mean, no more to say on that. We talked about it last time. I was just like, good God.
Lauren's dog is disturbed.
Yeah.
Or maybe not disturbed enough. Maybe he's too comfortable. Maybe that's the problem.
Yeah, because that was what the vet said, is they get like almost too relaxed.
Yeah, I heard it once. I don't want to hear it again.
Yeah.
Love that for you.
But the rest of today, it's not something directly related to me, but, you know, it's still having some effect. So I have a coworker. She was not here on Monday, and her, like, direct supervisor just let us know, because they're the only two people that handle, like, the personal lines insurance, and she's like, so, you know, like, so-and-so is not going to be in today, so if you get any personal lines calls, send them all to me, no matter whose client it is. And it's like, okay. And then Tuesday, she messages us again and says, she's not going to be in for the rest of the week, just so you know.
Oh, no.
And, you know, it's like, well, you know, that seems strange, but whatever you have to do. You know, I kind of thought she has some young children, and I was like, oh, you know, like maybe one of them got sick and she is worried about it and has to take care of them because they can't go to school or whatever.
I have a bad feeling about this.
You should. So we got a email to everybody else in the office this morning, and the same supervisor's like, I'm sorry I have to tell you guys this, but her husband passed away last night.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Because last week we were talking about, like, how most people in your office have a partner to, like, handle their life stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I hope I'm trying to not make this all, you know, like, too identifying. I didn't, you know, say her name or anything, but I think of it a lot because, yeah, she has two small children. And her husband's a little older than her, but she's more like your age. So, I mean, he's younger than me, probably like early 40s.
That's horrible.
Yeah. And obviously I don't know anything yet. I don't even know what happened, and who knows if I will. It's up to her to tell, but...
Damn.
I debated reading, and maybe I'll read a little bit, because I did, like, journal about this morning. And this is kind of more, like, I mean, obviously, the main thing is what's going on with her, but, since it's my journal, I could journal about how it was affecting me.
And it's your podcast, too.
And yes, it was like, maybe doesn't paint me in the best light, but I feel like you'd understand. Okay, so I said, and the main thing on my mind, I am just shocked at the news about blank's husband. And I hate that I think of things like this in terms of somebody winning at tragedy, but maybe it's the fear of being forgotten. I mean, believe me, I'm mostly just horrified thinking of their poor young children, but there is some minor fear of like, okay, now I can't feel bad about my shit because someone has it much worse.
That's definitely relatable.
Yeah.
I mean, the journal entry I read last week was like one of my fears of getting quote unquote well is that it'll make me less special.
Yeah.
So I think that goes along with what you just read.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I don't know, when you've had a mental illness or multiple mental illnesses for this long, like you do kind of center yourself. Like it's just the nature of the disease. And it sounds dirty to even say, but like it's the truth. It's not that we don't care, but like it's a coping method to like think of yourself.
Yeah, it's like,
I don't know.
It makes you self-absorbed, but I don't feel like in the way that self-absorbed as a term has been painted, it's like when you say someone's self-absorbed, then you think, like, oh, they're just don't care about anybody else and are superficial and all these things. It's like, no, you become self-absorbed, but you're torturing yourself. It's still hell.
So I looked this up.
Oh boy.
Just now, the Oxford Dictionary defines self-absorbed as preoccupied with one's own feelings, interests, or situation.
That's perfect. Yeah, that is exactly what it is.
Yeah, preoccupied is a really good word.
Because sometimes, like, you become self-absorbed, but it just means, like, you're, like, living in this prison you've created because of it.
Prison of preoccupation.
Yes.
Oh, man. I mean, that's definitely something we could talk about more. We talked about it a little last week, but it sucks when, other people are going through truly horrific things and you want to focus on them, but, like, you're preoccupied with all your shit, or like you're used to being preoccupied with all your shit. And so it feels a little shaky to transfer that attention to someone else.
And
I don't know.
Just like a normal thing, like in day to day that people might want some attention for, it's almost like you feel like you're not allowed, like, can I say when we're sitting around at lunch, like, oh my God, we did this move in Ariel and I totally like wrenched my shoulder out of its socket and it's so sore. And just be like, yeah, well, my husband's dead. I mean,
oh my God,
well, but it's true. You feel like I don't want to say anything because what do I have to compare to?
I mean, I think a lot of that is like societal etiquette type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, obviously, like, I wouldn't say anything about my shoulder if, like, my coworker came in and was like, my husband died.
Right.
For me, I have been almost relieved when someone else has the attention, like, the spotlight, the trauma spotlight.
Mm-hmm.
Because it doesn't make sense. Because, like, I say I don't want the spotlight on me, but then I live my life in such a way that draws attention to myself, like, indirectly.
Yes, I feel like that, too. All the time.
Yeah, it's very, it's not very, oh my God, what's the word? Concurrent? No.
I feel like I'm not thinking of the same word, but it's kind of in my brain.
It's a therapy word. It's like when your actions match your internal shit. I don't know. Fuck.
Sorry, I was trying to taking a little drink.
I don't think that paints you in a bad light. It's just, I think it's natural for us to want attention. And if you've lived a lot of your life kind of in the background, you start craving attention, even like inappropriate attention.
Yeah, I didn't get this far in the journal, but I was thinking about it later again. And I was like, well, no wonder I think things that way, because that is how I grew up. That saying as in like, there is a certain amount of attention that can be given. And we don't have any for you right now. Versus, like in life, there is room for everybody to have attention.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like, I was taught that it's like finite.
Like all or nothing. Like either the spotlight is on you or someone else.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, and that also implies that the person facing the traumatic situation only deserves the spotlight when it's fresh.
Right.
And like months from now, like, oh, you're going to say she doesn't deserve as much attention?
Because that's something I've been dealing with more recently. And interesting enough, the person that's her supervisor is my coworker whose dog died in the same way. And I feel like she's probably reaching the point where people are just kind of like, oh, that was a few months ago. Aren't you over it?
Yeah. I was going to say, like, any sort of trauma, like whether it's a pet or a spouse or, you know, whatever, a dream that dies, those are all traumas and everyone heals at their own pace. And like everyone needs different kind of attention too.
Yeah.
We did an episode forever ago about how attention isn't a dirty word.
Yes.
And I can't remember like exactly what we said, but I feel like we could, by now, and with this new information, we could definitely expand on that a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Because, yeah, I mean, it still does feel kind of like a dirty word.
Yeah.
Or it seems like something you can deserve or not.
Yeah. And I'm thinking, like, at least I hope that I will be mindful of this, that it's kind of, you know, like in 6 months or something, if she's, you know, suddenly just like feeling terrible about what happened, I'm not going to be like, yeah, but that was a while ago. I thought you were fine, you know?
Like, two things can be true at once. Like,
yeah.
You can be suffering still from the loss that you had, and also you can be giving her attention for this very fresh loss. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not like you're detracting attention. Like, we're assuming that only one person can have attention at a time.
Yeah.
I don't know. Obviously, like, it's beyond horrible what she's experiencing, and maybe like her attention needs to be like prioritized right now.
Right. Like if I was feeling, you know, like I was in need of some attention, then it's like I would not be seeking it in a situation where she is. I'd find another way because that's not the time or place.
Yeah, and that's why you need like a lot of different people in your community, you know, because you can't how am I trying to say this? I'm trying to wrap it up in a little bow, but
it's a hard thing to navigate.
It is. And I'm glad you said that because I know people will be able to relate.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe at the office, like obviously she needs to be centered right now. But then like when you're not at work, like when you're with your boyfriend or when you're on the podcast, like that's when that's an appropriate time to center your issues, you know?
Yeah. That was part of why I read the journal entry too, because I was like, that was obviously where to air my shit.
Yeah.
Writing it out on a page, not...
Context is everything.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
I responded to the email that her supervisor sent out, and like I said, she, you know, is the one that had the similar dog situation, and she came back and said, you know, like, if there's anything you can think of that we can do for her, you know, I would love any ideas. So I think I'm going to respond back to her because I was thinking of it today. And I was like, I know, you know, like you and I both have private offices. And I was like, I don't know about you, but it was really helpful for me after, you know, the Pico thing. Like I want to come back and do my job, but sometimes I don't want people to be coming in and talking to me.
Yeah.
And we have a couple spare offices that people like go in to make phone calls because she's like in a cube. And I was just like, maybe, you know, if she wants to and feels like that would help her, we just like assign her to that office.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Because, yeah, like there might be times where she's just like, I just want to shut the door and not have people come in, drop by and talk to me. I would get that.
That's really thoughtful.
Yeah.
I just can't even imagine what she's going through right now.
No, it kind of like, just sort of like sent a shiver up my spine thinking about it now. It's just,
yeah. I've been thinking about like death a lot lately too. Not like I don't want people to worry when I say that, but like, yeah, it is sometimes late at night you think about it like in the context of people that you know, and like it is like a shiver that runs up your spine.
Yeah.
Like how can this person just be here 1 minute and then the next they're gone?
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear Fang meow?
I do.
God. How are you feeling like apart from that? Like how has your week been? How is camping?
Oh my God.
We never talked about that. Don't think I forgot.
I'm glad. It was not that great.
Aw.
A big part of it is we were both kind of misled. The way that my boyfriend described it and the way that it was described to him was it sounded like a kind of, it was like on private land, but they were saying, like we have like so much land and it's open and it's all, like nature and everything like that. And they did have a lot of land, but what they were calling campsites, they kind of crowded people in. So I think neither of us were expecting to, be like, oh, here's the place where we sit up and we can see the, like 6 people that are around us easily.
Oh, yeah. I've been to those kind of campsites, like the KOAs. My family had a trailer growing up. And so we would camp in these campsites. But yeah, everyone's kind of in a grid, like with inside of each other.
But they did have a lot of farm animals, so I got to see some goats. That's my favorite, so I have to say it first. They had mules, which was interesting, and then they had like horses and chickens. Yeah.
I love baby goats.
Me too. Maybe I will send that to you. I took some pictures of the goats.
Oh my god, please. All we post on our Instagram is animals these days anyway.
Right. Because one of them looked like a funny, grumpy old man, and then there was a little baby goat, and he was adorable.
Baby animals fix everything.
Mm-hmm.
The kitten has started sleeping in my bed with me.
Oh.
So, like, I have all 3 cats in my room every night.
Oh my god.
10 out of 10 would recommend.
Nice.
If you're depressed, just get a kitten.
Yeah.
Or a baby goat.
Or a baby goat. Or maybe a dog. I mean, Taco's doing his shit that's driving me crazy, but he is becoming an excellent cuddler, and I very much appreciate that.
That's good. As long as he keeps his wiener to himself.
Exactly. I won't cuddle that.
Sorry, I brought it up that time.
I know, you did it. I was thinking that too. It's like, your fault. So where are you at?
Oh, man. Well, some good things happened this week. I got my EBT back.
Oh, good.
And my sister and I went on a massive, much-needed shopping trip, and she's cooking pasta primavera as we speak. I had a good job interview. I won't find out if I got it until like the 20th. We're recording on the 3rd, so I have quite a bit of time to wait. But I'm remaining optimistic. I'm not as depressed this week.
Okay.
And part of it is due to the weather. Like, I hate to be basic, but
I feel that every year.
It's like this tension just releases when it's no longer disgusting outside. Yeah,
and we got a couple days of that, but we seem to be having a very hot start to fall. Like, we're almost at like 5:30 right now recording, and I see on my computer it says it is 89 degrees out.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's been the past week. So I am just like, come on. I know when I feel that first cool air, it's just, I feel like a weight's been lifted. And it happens every year, so I just,
My sister's even worse than me. Like, she just refuses to go out in the sunlight. And I'm just like, you belong in the Pacific Northwest.
Yes.
I do miss that.
I'm sure.
I don't miss, the depression.
Well, yeah.
But, you take what you can get.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess I had a session with my therapist today that was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about parts, which I don't know how much we've talked about it on the podcast.
I know we have some because a lot of my first therapists really subscribed to IFS, the parts work.
It's all in your imagination. Obviously, they're not saying you literally have different parts in you.
Right.
But it's like, imagine your teenage self. Like, how old were you when you first became depressed? And I was like 16. So like, imagine your 16-year-old self and how they would react to like what you're going through now. And that is pretty helpful for me because even though I'm 33, like, I don't feel like an adult most of the time.
Me too.
I do feel like I am still that mousy, shy 16-year-old who like doesn't know how to talk to people their age and like it just has all these responsibilities on their shoulders, and like the only way they know how to deal with it is by internalizing it and like taking it out on themselves because talking about having the spotlight on you, I felt like I wasn't allowed to draw attention to myself. And so self-harming and like the eating disorder, those were my ways of like having attention, like being allowed to have attention on me was when I was sick.
Okay.
And so I think more than I'd like to admit, a lot of the way I cope now is kind of like a bid for attention. Like I feel like I don't deserve attention otherwise.
Yeah, I get that.
So that actually ties into a lot what you were saying earlier.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that I know you could relate to is they were asking me what I would say to that teenage self.
Yeah.
Like what would that version of yourself want? And I was like, honestly, the environment that I wanted at the time like was the hospital.
Yeah.
Because that was the place where I could have all the attention and like be cared for.
I completely get that. I mean, I don't know what else to say about that, but yeah, I've exactly felt that.
Yeah, and so they were like, what if you just told your past self, like, you deserve rest, you're not a bad person, you know, you have a lot of compassion for other people, but you're not responsible. Because I do feel responsible for everyone else's emotions.
Ooh, also, that's really interesting when you said you deserve rest. Because I was like, yes, that is so true. Because what do we hear about, like, in the media? It's all, you know, like, this celebrity got hospitalized for exhaustion. And, I mean, let's be honest, it's probably, like, drugs or something like that. But they call it that. But when you hear that, then that's what it sounds like. I'm like, I'm exhausted all the time. But it's like, I have to get to the point where I just, like, physically collapse and need to be taken care of in the hospital. And then I can rest.
Well, it's like that all or nothing thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're only allowed to rest when we're in a situation like the hospital.
Yeah.
Which isn't true, obviously.
No.
But just telling myself that, like, it is okay to go to the hospital if I need it. And not even literally, just, like, symbolically going to the hospital, if that makes sense.
I get it. Yeah, like, just...
It's okay to remove yourself.
Yeah. Or is it like the way that you picture in your head, like that permission to rest, like in a hospital setting? It's like also, if you're just exhausted and overwhelmed, it's okay to kind of like recreate that in your room one night.
Yes. I was also saying how like I feel like all of my best creative work has been done in the hospital because like I was safe from the eating disorder and from drugs. You know, I didn't have that as an option. And so it was almost like refuge from those things. Even though I love those things, I also felt in danger. I mean, I don't know. It's a lot of complicated feelings. I don't know if any of this makes sense.
I don't know. I'm just going to like jump off with whatever thought I have, whether it makes sense or not on everything you're saying. Because you reminded me that I was like, yeah, I felt like that a lot when I'd be in treatment at first. But I know there were a few situations, and I recognized this happening, but I mean, there was nothing I could do about it, was you'd have to do a lot of like writing and sharing. And I felt like there would be a point where everyone would kind of recognize after I'd shared a few things, they're like, oh, wow, like you're a really good writer. You're a really compelling writer and things like that. And then I'd have to do assignments and I'd feel like pressure, like, oh, I have to keep that up. And then they'd suddenly become hard again.
Well, yeah, because it becomes a performance.
Because, yeah, then I'd get like super critical, like, oh, that's not good enough. They're not going to be impressed by that.
Yeah. For me, it was like when no one was really looking and when it, quote unquote, like didn't matter, that I was able to do my best work. Because like I feel like I have that pressure you described, but in my real life, because I guess I'm more public with my writing, for example, like I do put a lot of pressure on myself. I haven't written this week either. I know last week I talked about wanting to write.
Yeah.
I still haven't, but I did post last episode on Substack and someone commented on it.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, I'm just going to say what they said because I want to give them a shout out.
Yeah.
It's one of my mutuals named Trey, and they have a Substack called Grief and Grits.
Okay, I like it.
They just said that they appreciated the conversation so much.
Oh.
And that meant a lot because I kind of felt like that episode was a shit show. But I feel like that about all our episodes.
Was it the last one?
Yeah, the Depression Confessions.
Yeah, I haven't listened to that one lately. I was way behind, so I've listened to the two before it just recently.
It's good. I gotta say, like, every episode we do that I hate ends up being good, and then the ones that I'm really proud of are like shit.
Oh.
Yeah, like when we do an anniversary episode, I'm like, oh my God, this has to be perfect. And then it ends up being shit. And then the ones where we just show up and we're too depressed.
Right. Yeah, last episode's both of us just like, we're really depressed, guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, like talking on that too, I think it's like the idea that you need to perform sneaks in because, yeah, I did have to write a lot of things. And, you remember when I shared the piece of writing that we had to do on like your worst day in the eating disorder. And I look back on that and even me, I'm like, it's still horrifying, but I feel like it got the point across and it was really good, actually. And that's the first thing I wrote there. So then I had no pressure.
Yeah, that was really good. But in the moment, it's really scary to share stuff like that. Like, I do have something in my Substack drafts right now that I don't know. I'm dragging my feet on publishing it because I almost feel like it's too rough for Substack. Like that's the reason I haven't been sharing lately because it's just been so fucking dark, and sharing some things that I'm going through would mean attention that I don't want. Like it might mean accountability, it might mean concern that I don't want. Like I don't know, it's very easy to censor myself. People think I'm so honest, but I do hold back a lot. Like, I pick and choose what I share because I have this, like, image of who people think I am.
So amazing that you just said that because before you said that, I literally was going to say, like, that I'm more open and honest on the podcast than anywhere else. I'm like, but I know I censor myself here, too.
Yeah.
And it's definitely not as much.
We have different levels of honesty. Like, we're pretty honest on the podcast. And then there's things that like we only share on Peach, for instance, in our private community. And then there's things that like we only share in our journals. And
good update. So, because what you said made me think of it. So I had my, I don't know, what's becoming like a monthly meeting with my dietitian as I'm trying to separate from her, but it's all I have right now. And
it's like a divorce.
I know. And, I did mention to her, like in light of some things that I've been struggling with, I was considering reconnecting with the one old therapist that was like the most amazing therapist for me, except she canceled 50% of the time.
Yeah.
And I have good reason to believe she will not do that anymore. And so I said, like, I feel like, like that'd be the best fit for me. And she's like, have you reached out to her? And I was just like, no. And she's like, what would you need to do? I was like, email her. And she's like, why haven't you done it yet? I was like, I don't know, because it's just a simple thing, but it feels like so complicated when I think about it. And she says, I forget, were you ever diagnosed with ADHD?
Oh my God.
But the point is, she made me do it with her in the session. So the email is sent.
Oh my God.
So hopefully something will come of that.
I was about to like roll up my sleeves and get on you about that. That's amazing. Because I know it's one thing to talk about it on here and then we'll blink and 2 weeks have passed.
Exactly.
Like, I remember talking about wanting to ask for a raise like a month ago and I never did that.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't think I'm going to. I let myself off the hook for that.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't use that tone with me. I'm just kidding. I don't know. I have so many thoughts running through my mind and now it's just like blank. What were we just talking about? Speaking of ADHD.
Censoring yourself.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'd moved on from that or not.
I mean, yeah. There's stuff that we're both going through that's like rough that I know we don't talk about on here. I don't know. I'm still very much in that spot of like not wanting to get better.
Yeah, that's good because I think we kind of touched on that idea in my appointment today.
Oh, yeah?
Because I told her, like some things with food and stuff like that have not been going as well as they have in the past couple weeks. And first she said, she's like, well, you obviously must care because you still mention it to me. And I was like, that's because you ask and I'm a really bad liar.
Real.
Which is true.
Same.
Because I was like, I totally thought of coming in and being like, I can just tell her everything's pretty much the same. She's accepted that the last few appointments.
Yeah, but then, especially if you're like paying to see someone, it's like, well, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, I could tell someone everything's okay for free. I don't need to.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I'll just share some. Why not? I did tell my sister about the Benadryl use.
Mm-hmm.
And I gave her my pills.
Yes.
Yay me.
Yes.
And then I just like did it anyway.
Mm.
And I feel really ashamed about that. And even now I'm just like, I'm going to cut that out because that's so shameful. And it's like, oh, you are giving yourself credit for doing the thing. And so then you reward yourself by completely canceling it out. It's almost like I have a problem.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's almost like an addiction.
Imagine that.
Weird.
So weird.
But I do feel like there is, like, it doesn't feel like it in the moment because you went ahead and did it anyways. But I do feel like there's a difference to, like, having the intention and actually making the move versus just saying, like, no, I'm not interested in quitting. And I'm not going to tell you, and I'm just going to keep doing it.
Well, and obviously, if I were looking at this in a self-compassionate way, I would say, well, that progress has not been erased, and I'm still practicing harm reduction because I just took, like, enough to taper.
Okay.
Because the withdrawals are pretty bad. But I just am fueling like the self-hatred by doing that, which makes me want to use it more. And I don't know, I guess it feels particularly dirty because I do pride myself on being like so vulnerable online. And I feel like the real me is just like hiding things still.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we've also talked on the podcast about like the self-censorship and how we're allowed to not tell everything.
Right.
I don't know. I think this falls under a different category. I did tell my therapist.
Okay, well, that's good.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, I do feel the same way because, you know, we have talked about that a lot. It's like, you know, like my default is to hide in general. But I also feel like, I mean, over however many years we've been doing this together, it's kind of turned into, yeah, but this is the place where I let myself be honest and vulnerable. So then when I'm not, it's like, you're just doing the same thing you do everywhere else.
Yeah. And then the magic's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We're just figuring this out week by week. You know, we're just humans. We're not...
Sorry, I was just going to be like, it's like we're imperfect people having imperfect conversations.
Throwback.
Yep.
Aw. Speaking of throwbacks, next month...
Actually, can we name this episode Imperfect People?
Sure.
Okay.
What was I going to say? Next month, the podcast turns... Oh, fuck. What is it?
6?
9, 10...
7? Oh, geez, you have been at it longer than I thought.
Well, you have been here now for 3 years.
Right.
Which is amazing. And then the podcast's birthday is November.
Okay.
2018 is when it started. So 7 years? You're the math person. You tell me.
2018, you said? Yeah, 7.
Yeah. So that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I guess. I mean, it's easy to look back and like, I was drinking a lot when I started this podcast. And what I'm dealing with now with like the Benadryl kind of reminds me of that. And it's easy to feel like I haven't changed at all. But I think we both have changed a lot.
Yeah.
And we need to give ourselves credit.
I mean, you may be still struggling with things, but I know, like, not long after I joined, I at least listened to a couple, like, of the first episodes just to see, like, what was it like when you started? And I would say you're way more insightful now.
Yay, me. Where's my medal?
I'll make you one.
Yeah, if there were medals for self-awareness, we would have gold.
Mm-hmm.
Fat, lot of good that's doing us.
Right.
I don't know what else I really want to say.
Do you want my palate cleanser?
Please! Oh my god.
Okay.
Forgot, now I'm excited.
I did what we brought up a long time ago, and I kept forgetting to look them up. I do have Mad Libs for you.
Yes! Oh my god, I'm so excited.
Can't tell you, like the title until you do it. So I'm just going to say, do you want history or advice?
Advice.
All right. I was kind of hoping you'd say that one.
Please.
Okay. I need a plural noun.
Cats.
An adverb.
Softly.
A verb.
Jog.
An article of clothing.
Bra.
A body part.
Lips.
An adjective.
Depressed.
A noun.
Couch.
A plural noun.
Doctors. I'm trying to make it relevant for our audience, okay?
Another body part.
Let's do hand.
A plural noun.
Microphones.
One more body part.
Coccyx. I was like, what's the most random body part I can think of?
I just read it's going to be fantastic. A noun.
Let's go with journal. I'm just looking at things around my room now, if you can't tell.
Another noun.
Pencil.
A verb ending in ing.
Swimming.
I feel like I always use that in Mad Libs too. An adjective.
Horrible.
One more adjective.
Why is this so hard all of a sudden? My mind is just blank. An adjective. Lovely.
And a verb.
Cry. What I'll be doing tonight. Just kidding.
Okay.
Maybe.
This is, and they give you guy/girl. So for you, how to date the coolest girl in school.
I'd better take notes.
It's simple. Turn the cats. Make make her want softly to date you. Make sure you're always dressed to jog each and every day. Wear a bra that you know shows off your lips to depressed advantage. And make your couch look like a million doctors.
Oh, that's terrifying.
I know.
Psychedelic.
Even if the two of you make meaningful hand contact, don't admit it. No hugs or microphones.
Meaningful hand contact. That's hot.
Just shake her coccyx firmly.
Maybe not until the third date.
And remember when she asks you out, even though a chill may run down your journal, you can't stop your pencil from swimming. Just play it horrible.
Oh, man.
That actually sounds like my dating life.
Right? That's kind of poetic.
Yes.
Oh, my God. Oh, no.
Take a long pause before answering in a very lovely voice. I'll have to cry it over.
Why is it so accurate, though?
I know.
Oh, my God.
So you gave that last one. I was like, this is too perfect.
My pencil will be swimming tonight. That's for sure.
Just shake her coccyx.
Oh my God. That's great. I missed Mad Libs.
I know.
Oh man, thank you so much for that.
You bet. That's why I said I'm going to take you on a roller coaster this time.
Whew. Well, I guess that's the show for today.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what we talked about, but hopefully it was meaningful to someone out there.
Yep. Hopefully you got something out of our craziness.
I was gonna say, I'm starting to feel kind of aimless and I'm starting to miss the topics, but also I know that we were kind of pushing ourselves into a corner with that. So, like, how do we find a happy medium?
I don't know. I was really hoping that, like, someone that listens would get excited at the idea because I know I invited them to submit topics multiple times.
Yeah, maybe I'll make an Instagram post where I urge people to give us topics. Maybe we can make like a game out of it.
Yeah.
Or a poll or something.
I don't know. It's been a while since we've done like a movie review. Every once in a while I see one that I think like, that might be good.
Oh my God, I saw one the other day that would be perfect and I forgot what it was.
I saw one I know like a couple weeks ago too that I was like, oh, that sounds good. And I forgot as well.
Guess what movie I've watched 3 times this week? You'll never guess.
Girl Interrupted.
No. My comfort movie these days is the 1984 nuclear war story Threads.
I don't think I know that.
It's free on Tubi and YouTube.
Okay.
It's one of the most realistic depictions of nuclear war that's ever been filmed, and it's terrifying, especially if you're on drugs.
Well, yeah, that does sound terrifying. Even not on drugs.
Right? Well, I showed it to my sister. I was like, this is the most scary movie you'll ever see. And she was not at the end. She was like, oh, that was kind of scary. It's like, ugh, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the show.
Yay!
We'll see you next week.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.
If you like what you heard, tell a friend about the podcast. You can send them to picklesandvodka.substack.com, where they can listen to our entire catalog and find our newest merch. We love hearing from our listeners, so leave us a voice message at speakpipe.com/picklesandvodka. My personal Instagram is at xtinajumper, and Lauren's is at Lauren3_AFH. We'll see you next week.